education. I'd like to get my MBA at some point. But then when you're 30, after doing this for 10 years, it's kind of hard to go back to school. So I'm going back, but it's tough.
Thank you. And I'm not a panelist, but I do want to make one comment, which will probably won't surprise most of you who know me. I think one of the most important things for you to consider is what you really love. And the thing that I respect about the younger generations is that you really do appreciate the whole idea of work-life balance to a much higher level than, say, what the baby boomers and the older generations have. And I've been incredibly blessed throughout my career to have always gone after what I loved and never worried about the money. And as a result of that, I've always really, really had a passion about what I've been involved with at all times. And so if you can get a clear understanding about what your passion is, you know, whether or not that's working with people in a certain way or whatever it is, and you can have a lot of passion about any kind of career that you actually take part in. And if you can really establish what that is, that'll kind of give you the keys to unlock what the future might hold for you. Our next question, for a minute or two from each one of the panelists again, is where should a young professional invest their time outside of work to get ahead? So we started with the ladies last time, let's start with the guys this time. Cody?
You know, I think that you should invest your time in things that you like to do, that puts you amongst other professionals, and so anything that's education or just networking related that puts you in peers that you want to be surrounded by, and I'm always saying this to my reps when they join, they kind of always want to go out and do a lot of different things and network. And I'm always saying focus on things you like to do, because if you join things or if you invest your time in things that you don't enjoy, it's going to come off, and you're not going to be able to sustain it. So
yeah, I think it's, you know, you get what you know, the returns are commensurate with the amount of time you put in. Some focus on some areas of passion of yours. I'm a big believer in working with not-for-profits in some form or fashion or another, and also be selfish about it. Look at it as a learning opportunity. What board do I want to be on, and what does it take for me to get there? The connections you make and the benefit of that, while maybe less than altruistic, it's important, particularly in this community. And so I would say being engaged in paying back, for lack of a better term, a lot of win-wins there. I'd also say, you know, never stop learning. I talk to a number of people, not necessarily young people, say, oh, I don't read. All I do is I do this, I do that. I go, what a shame. What a shame you're not taking the time to read, to educate yourself, and whatever it is. Because you become a more well-rounded person, much more productive. And don't just let your mind remain idle. One other last thing that I found very useful in my career is I never hesitated calling somebody up that I just wanted to meet and saying, hey, can I meet you for a cup of coffee? Out of the blue. Some people thought I was nuts. And now with email it's even easier. But I can tell you, anybody who does that, who receives a request like that, is flattered, and I've never had anybody tell me no. And there were some big guns in that too. So I would encourage you